It is day 2 of Preptober, where we are plotting a book in 31 days, and today we are going to look at inspiration and comp titles. Because now that you have your idea, no matter how vague or specific it is time to look for inspiration. So look at your idea and identify something about it, the most important part about it. That could be your target audience, the genre, a trope you want to explore, the language you want to write in, or a place that you want it to be set in, or anything like that. And then try to find books that are similar. Not in every single way, but looking at books that have this particular thing that you've identified that is the most important thing, the thing that makes you most excited about this idea. If you're at a loss as to how to find these books, I recommend going to a library, talking to a librarian, and telling them that you want to read something that has this, and they are going to have a lot of recommendations for you. If libraries are not an option for you, Google is good, but sometimes difficult to navigate. Goodreads is pretty good if you want to go in there and find books that are tagged in a similar way that you think that your book might be tagged. This works better for genre audience and sometimes tropes, and a little worse for like this kind of magic system and things like that, but it all depends. The idea here is that you are finding inspiration from what other people have done with similar ideas before. So that can be how this genre is usually written, or how people usually deal with this trope, and yeah, it can be a lot of things. But that way you know what has been done before, and more importantly, you know what you like or what you don't like. If you also hope to publish this book, this is sort of market research. You are finding your comp titles that you can say that, yeah, my book is sort of like this, but with a twist, or like this mixed with this. And if that is what you want to do, if you're hoping to publish this, then I recommend finding at least a couple of books that were published in like the last few years. And also a couple of classics don't hurt if you can find them. But if you're hoping to publish, it's important to know what the market looks like right now. And once you have found your books, and the number of books depends on how much time you have to read, how fast you read, and yeah, it's entirely up to you. I recommend at least 2, but yeah, it can be less, it can be more, and if you absolutely have no time, finding cliff notes and things like that works. It's not as great, but it works. Anyway, your assignment is to read these books, and it is to read them sort of with a critical eye and make notes of the things that you like and the things that you don't like, and maybe try to identify why you didn't like how they worked this trope, or whatever it is. And of course it doesn't have to be books. Again, if you don't have time to read, maybe it's better to pick a movie or a game or a TV show or anything that has a narrative. It's important that it has a narrative. Just bear in mind, if you do that, that certain things work in one sort of media but not in another. So if something looks amazing in the movie, it might not actually work in a book. And yeah, keeping that in mind is a good idea. So yes, go find some books, and over the next month, read them.